Hey everybody, happy Monday. Hope you all had a good weekend. I miss seeing all of you. I wish we were in school so we could see each other again. It's been weird, but um, we're making it work. And there's only 3 weeks left of school, which is crazy. So just continue to let me know if you need anything throughout the next few weeks and into the summer as well. But we'll talk about that later. Today and this week, we're going to be starting our summative for what we've been doing the last few weeks. So it's our last summative of the year. It's going to be the last 3 weeks. We're going to be doing this, researching and completing the actual summative. So today is just going to be introducing what the summative is and a quick discussion, and then tomorrow we're going to get into it. So the learning objective is I can explain what the Northview Renaissance summative is and identify anything that is still confusing in the directions. Okay, so watch this video first and then complete this Monday discussion here. Go to that. And then also complete this. Click on that. So the discussion has just 2 questions. Make sure you're going back on and responding to people. Some of you are doing a really good job with that. Some of you have not been. So try to make sure you're doing that, okay? Then it's actually like a discussion and not just you posting it and never looking again. So do the discussion, and then this is the introduction to the summative and a quick couple questions for you to answer, just kind of reflecting on what the summative is. I want to make sure you all know what it is and you're asking questions about what's confusing in the directions before we begin tomorrow, because otherwise it's just going to keep getting overwhelming if you don't even know what's expected first. So summative is called Northview Renaissance. I'm just going to change this actually. So we learned about the Harlem Renaissance and learned about Maya Angelou last week, and now we're going to be beginning the Northview Renaissance. The purpose of learning about Maya Angelou was to show how people took inspiration from the Harlem Renaissance and how like that kind of thing is still continuing. People from other cultures expressing themselves through art, and that's kind of what the Harlem Renaissance was all about. So that's still obviously a thing. It wasn't as prominent during the time of the Harlem Renaissance, which is why that was such a big deal. But it's still happening today. So that's what we're going to be learning about. So the essential question for this summative is, what can we learn from people in our country's history that prepares us for bettering our country's future? So you're going to be researching a person of your choice to further understand their life and experiences and make connections to your own life and experiences, or to take inspiration from an artist or author or poet and create your own artwork. So it's kind of a flow map for you. We learned about the Harlem Renaissance, which was like 1910 to 1940. These are the authors we studied, all these painters and all these other people that we didn't get into, but they're all from the Harlem Renaissance and inspired by these two. A lot of them were, at least. So you're going to take inspiration from them, find other people. You're going to be researching other people of your choice, and then completing either a research presentation or your own artwork. I'll show you what that'll look like, because we had a lot of people last year that made awesome poems and spoken word and all this stuff. So I'm going to show you that throughout the week. It's super cool. I'm excited for this. So I'll be showing you examples throughout the week. So if you don't know what this would mean, like creating your own artwork, there will be examples of that. So those are the 2 options for this summative. However, both options have the same steps to get started. So before you begin either option, you're going to be needing to research. Okay? So you're going to have to research at least 3 people. This can be any person that you find inspirational or you connect with. It can be musicians, authors, activists, artists, people that you are interested in. For each person, you're going to need to create a research reflection. You need to have a total of 3 of these before you begin the next step. So the goal this week is to complete these 3 research reflections. Find 3 people, complete one of these for each person, and then you're ready to start your summative next week. Okay. Throughout this week, we're going to be introducing people. Like tomorrow, we're starting with Tupac, and one of your 3 can be somebody that we introduced this week. Okay. So 2 of the people need to be your own, but this week you can use one of the people that we are introducing as one of your 3 research reflections. Okay. Hope that makes sense so far. So again, option 1 is creating your own artwork based on another person. So let's say you're super influenced by Maya Angelou, and you want to use her example of a poem for your own work. You could do that. That's what that means. You could make a song based off Maya Angelou, something like that. Or you can create a research presentation that I'll show you later this week as well. So for your research, don't need to do this today, but this is what you're going to be doing for your research. Using these links for authors from the Harlem Renaissance. These are all Harlem Renaissance people. If you wanted to stick with that time period, you can do that. Or if you want to go into an Asian Pacific American, you want to research somebody like that, you can do that as well. It is Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month this month, so that'd be cool if you wanted to kind of look into that and research one of them or create an artwork based off of one of those people. These are just two examples you could use, but you can find anybody else as well. So when you research, you can use this link or just use Google. Don't do this today. This is, again, just directions that we're going to be doing later this week. So your task for today is just to answer these 3 questions. I went through that kind of quickly. Hopefully it made sense. But what you need to do is explain in your own words, what is this summative? And then, do you think you're going to want to complete option number 1 or option number 2? Are you going to want to create your own artwork or a research presentation? There'll be examples of both of these tomorrow and throughout the week. If you think this might sound overwhelming right now, I get that, the creating your own artwork, but it really isn't. I'll show you some of the stuff that people did last year. It's awesome. And then last question is, we're going to be beginning the summative tomorrow. So is there anything you're worried about or anxious with this summative? Is anything confusing? If so, what? Okay. All right. I think that's all for today in this video. I hope that made sense. Again, today is just to make sure you know what we're doing for this summative before we begin. So you're not going to freak out when it's like, because I know summatives can be stressful sometimes, and I don't want this to be like that. Okay. So that's what you're doing today. Let me know if you have any questions. Join my office hours and all that good stuff. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.